Well, for sufferers of depression, the disease can affect their self-esteem, their relationships, even their jobs.
But Sonia van Breda is living proof that with the right diagnosis and treatment, depression doesn't have to be the end of the world. Take a look.
Hi, my name is Sonia. I'm a pretty straightforward, honest person, and I have no shame in the fact that I'm a long-term sufferer of depression. It's something that I think on one hand has got a negative stigma attached, causing it to be a somewhat taboo subject. And on the other hand, the word depression is used too liberally. I don't think people are really aware of what it is, nor do they understand how it affects your life. Working, sleeping, socialising, and just wanting to live at times is very difficult. I work in a job that at times requires me to think on my toes. If I make a mistake, millions of people will know. My supervisor and manager have been informed as the medications were giving me a little bit of trouble, and they have been great and supportive. I want to show people that intelligent, professional, strong people can suffer from depression. I want to show people how I recognised it and why you should ask for help.
Okay, Sonia joins us now from Melbourne, and here on the counselling couch, our resident psychologist, Jo Lamble. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Hi, Sonia. Sonia, how did you first realise there was something wrong?
Well, I kind of got to the point in my early 20s where I realised that I wasn't really going anywhere and that I was just really angry all the time, and sort of realising that I blamed a lot of my past on what was happening to me at the time. So it's kind of, yeah, it's a very difficult thing to have to admit to yourself that you're not really functioning very well in your life, and sort of taking responsibility for that was really important.
Sonia, how did it affect your day-to-day life?
Well, I live inside my head a lot, which is a bit of a problem, especially for when I'm at work. I found it difficult to focus on what was happening around me because I was just overthinking things too much, and also socially. I'm sitting there thinking about what everybody's doing rather than actually participating in what everyone's doing, so I really don't get to relax and enjoy myself. So, yeah.
All right, Sonia, let's bring Jo in and have a chat. Jo, Sonia mentioned a little earlier that she feels the word depression is being used a little too liberally nowadays. It's sort of, we're hearing a lot of it every day, aren't we?
Well, a lot of people just talk about being depressed or feeling down because something bad's happened and having a bad day, but that's not what Sonia's being through, and that's not clinical depression. Clinical depression is you've got to be, and Sonia would know, you know all about this, you've got to be significantly depressed or down for most of every. So have no interest in or pleasure in life. A lot of people say they feel down because some guy's not interested in them, but they're going out and seeing their friends and enjoying that, and they're enjoying a movie. So that's not possible when you're depressed. As well as that, you're significantly, your sleep and appetite is significantly impaired, so you're constantly exhausted. You might be putting on a lot of weight or taking it off. You've got no energy, no concentration, no interest in sex. You also can feel really worthless, as if you're being punished or really guilty. Yes, I hear Sonia nodding away there, and you can be thinking about death or suicidal. And as well as that, it's interesting you mentioned that, Sonia, about feeling angry. A lot of people are angry or irritated or really anxious and don't realise it's actually depression.
So if people are at home, Jo, if people are at home listening to that going, that's me, that sounds like me, what should they do?
Yeah, the first thing to do is to go to your GP. Go to your GP and say you're experiencing the sort of things that Sonia and I are talking about, and the GP can assess you and can work out what the best treatment would be, which could involve antidepressant medication, which needs to be supervised by a GP or a psychiatrist, or a referral to a psychologist to look at some of the issues that are underlying the depression.
I was just going to say, I think a lot of people are a bit embarrassed about going to even just to see their GP about it, so that's a bit of a problem. People don't find it a bit difficult to admit to themselves that they might be suffering from depression.
Sonia, how did your family and friends deal with it when you were going through sort of the worst of it? They hadn't recognised it and you were struggling to recognise it. How did they deal with it?
It was very difficult because I went from not communicating at all, and that's one of the reasons why I got to where I was, to suddenly thinking, communication is the best way, and just kind of blurting things out on my friends and family, which inevitably turned them away from me. But over time, we've sort of all worked out sort of how to do this a lot more efficiently. It takes a lot. You know, I need to learn how to communicate to my friends and family in a way that they'll listen to me, but I also need to understand that it's hard for them to listen, so I've got to listen to them. So it's kind of a lot to do with respecting each other's sort of place in it. I mean, we're still working on it. It's still, you know, getting there, but I'm pretty lucky to have them, I think, yeah.
So, Jo, what should family do if they recognise these symptoms in their loved ones?
Yeah, the best thing to do is actually to give them some written material. So if you see someone you love who you think is suffering from depression, you get some written material from a GP or print something off from a reputable website like Beyond Blue or Black Dog Institute, because you need to give them something and say, listen, I really care about you, but I'm worried about you. Here's some material. Can you just have a look and see if you relate to it? And then come back to them in a couple of days and say, what do you think? And encourage them to get some help. And so, as Sonia's saying, tell them that you're there for them, listen to them, but we can't counsel our friends and family. We really need to encourage them to go off and get some help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Sonia, thank you very much for sharing your story and your time with us today.
No worries.
All right.
It's been fun.
Good to see you. Jo, thanks very much. We'll see you next time.
Thanks.
Okay.
If you'd like to join Jo here on the Counselling Couch, you can just email us. Head to yahoo7.com.au/morning and follow the links. Well, in our next hour, why so many Aussie kids are growing up without a dad, and I'm going to get some advice for sending my little boy off to school for the very first time.
I brought my school photos in too.
Of course you did.
Just to, because I didn't want it to.
You know what? I don't reckon you would have changed one bit.
No, I'm exactly the same.
In
I'll show you the photos.
30-something years.
Just wanted to show that we've all been through.
Smile, precious.
Straight ahead, Mel Doyle's in to talk about her brand new project, taking us behind the scenes of some of Australia's most popular zoos. Don't go away.